Hey everybody, it's a big week. Your first research paper is due, and I know that for some of you that might feel really nerve-wracking. You might be a little stressed out about it. So here's my dog Doug reminding you that you've got it. You've been working hard on this. You'll be ready. And if you're not ready, it's a small portion of your grade, 5%. So take it seriously, but you do have a little wiggle room, so I don't want you to panic about this paper. Okay, so let's go over the highlights for the week. Let's go to weekly content. First, I want to thank you so much for meeting with me over the last few weeks. I really enjoyed talking with you, getting to know who you are, and also just talking about your research. In the coming weeks, I won't have nearly as many conference appointments available just because I'm resuming my normal office hours now, so I can have time to grade papers. So if you click on the Calendly link to meet with me and you don't see a time that works, remember you can just email me and suggest a couple times that fit your schedule, and I'll get back to you if they fit into mine as well and add an appointment for you. And remember that you can reach Bill the same way through his Calendly link and make an appointment with him. All right, before you submit the essay on Monday night or Tuesday night, depending upon whether you use the grace period, remember how important it is to read and understand the feedback that we've given you so far. Hopefully you've used Bill's suggestions for research strategies. By now, hopefully you've all read my feedback on your proposal and on your source analysis worksheets. You can get to that feedback by either clicking on the links that I've provided you here, or you can go to Assessment, the drop-down menu, and Assignments, and you will notice that for every assignment you've submitted, you'll see a submission, okay? It has the completion status, and in this column, it'll say evaluation status. Yours will look different from mine. Obviously, you'll have a lot more things submitted. So in your case, if you haven't read the feedback, it'll say unread. Click on the link there to the feedback, and you'll see a little note from me. Something that says, I'm attaching your feedback on your assignment. Okay, and then you'll see the attached graded version of the assignment, your last name and the assignment, which is how I always ask you to save your assignments, right? So if your last name is Jones, it'll say Jones saw 2. And then open it up and read my feedback. And if you don't understand anything, get back to me as soon as you can. Okay. Yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about that. Oh, once in a while, if the feedback is really simple, I will simply write my comments in this area and not attach anything. But the vast majority of the time, most of my feedback will be in an attached document, and I'll have feedback in the margins and at the end for you. Okay, so let's go back to content to quickly review what's coming up for the rest of the week. All right, it'll be super important too to review the assignment. You might think that you've got it all down because we've been talking about it so much, but make sure that you've actually looked back at the handout recently and understand what you need to do to get a C. At least 3 sources, at least 1 from OneSearch, at least 900 words, not counting your works cited list, covering both sides of a debate. These are the things necessary if you want to get a grade of C or higher. 2 videos last week also reviewed a couple of other things, like how you're going to show me in your works cited list that you met the OneSearch requirement, things like that. So if you didn't get a chance to watch last week's videos, I've posted links to them here as well. And then there's lots of other additional resources for you. Let's go quickly to one that you might want to use if you still haven't written a draft of your essay. This is just basic English 101 stuff about different ways you can outline your paper. I'm talking loose outlines. You might have more than 1 paragraph in each one of these sections. Always let your content determine how many paragraphs you have. I think the minimum number is 5 or 6 paragraphs. Okay, I have some information about the junior high version of the 5-paragraph formula to avoid, and then just some space for you to do some pre-writing if you just need to brainstorm and gather your thoughts. As long as we're here, let's look at writing tips and resources. You can see that I've got stuff about transitions. We'll get to revision later. I've got some stuff under grammar, punctuation, and style. So if you know that I've marked comma splices or run-ons or fragments and you want to review those things, check out these resources. Okay? Let's go back to content. And don't forget about the Writing Center. They can give you free help as well, one-on-one help with a faculty member. Weekly content, week 5. All right, deadlines. So you're going to be submitting your essay in the Dropbox with the link. Don't forget to follow the directions. I'm going to remind you that this is how I want you to name your files. So if your last name is Jones, the title of your file, when you save it, when you save as, it'll be Jones Exploratory 1. That helps me keep organized. Okay, format reminders and so on. This is a big deal, so congrats on getting this done. Then you're going to submit a self-appraisal. This is only 10 points, but this is that metacognitive work that Bill and I have both talked about that really helps you with your skills. And this is also going to have a direct, it could have a direct impact on the final assignment that you write for this class as well. So I want you to write me a list. You don't have to write this in paragraph version. It doesn't have to be fancy. A list of 4 things is fine. 2 specific strengths and why you see them as strong, and 2 weaknesses and why they're weak, or 2 areas that you struggled with, 2 areas that challenged you when you were writing. Remember that good experienced writers are comfortable expressing their strengths and comfortable acknowledging what they struggled with as well. So please don't say this essay is perfect. Please be honest about what you struggled with and what maybe you're still not happy with in the essay. Okay, I always read those after I grade your essay, if that matters. So I gave you an example of how to be specific about that. Okay, so again, this is due technically on Monday night, the 8th. However, because I can't grade everybody's all at the same time, I'm giving you a 24-hour grace period so that you get it in by Tuesday night at 11:59, and it will not be counted late. Late penalties will apply after Tuesday night at 11:59. If you need more time because we're in a pandemic and, you know, life happens, all you have to do is ask in advance, okay? And then it's time to start thinking about the next one. You have a pretty light week after this paper is in, but you do need to come up with 2 more research questions and email them to me on Thursday. So I've provided a link for the exploratory project video that you watched a few weeks ago, and I review the types of research questions that work well in the second half of that video, so you can take a look and see the kinds of stuff that my students have done in the past. You can definitely use something that I talk about in that video. You don't have to come up with something completely original. And I'll start a thread for brainstorming if you want to share ideas there as well. Thursday night, email me your 3rd check-in and include your 2 research questions. Please, if you can, indicate which one is your first choice and which one is your backup. One of those questions can be one that you emailed me last time but didn't use, right? So a couple of you had 2 that you really liked and you thought, well, I'll do one now and one later. That's fine. They don't have to be brand new questions if the ones that you submitted last time apply. Okay, to get those 10 points, you need to submit this on time, ask open-ended questions about the answers to which experts are still debating. Okay, make sure that they'll help you meet the guidelines of the assignment. Once again, I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but you should contact us if you have any questions at all. We're really happy to help. We want to see you do well. And I think that's it. Have a good week. Happy writing, happy revising. Try to write a draft soon and set it aside for a few hours and then come back and revise it and catch the things that you want to catch to make your essay very reader-friendly. Not just writer-friendly, but reader-friendly so that your readers can follow it with ease. Okay? Have fun.